Okay, welcome to the first video in the Introduction to Google Classroom series. This is Beginner Skills Video 1, Creating a Google Classroom. In this video, you will learn how to create a Google Classroom and some basic information about general and grading settings in Google Classroom. So here we are. We are in classroom.google.com. If you go there and you are logged into your Wilmina, you'll see your logo up here. Then you are ready to make a Google Classroom. Now, before we get too far, I would like to remind you that it's a good idea to use Google Chrome. You'll notice I'm using Google Chrome. That is the preferred browser for using most Google products. Most of them will work with other browsers. However, it's sort of like if you use Chrome, I think you're going to have a better experience, and you're minimizing the chances for potential issues down the road in case Google Classroom updates something and then Safari or Firefox needs to update their software to sort of accommodate those new changes. You're minimizing the chances that you're going to run into those kinds of problems because Chrome and Classroom will work together. Now, I would also advise that if you're using Chrome, or if you're using anything actually, that you keep your browser up to date. On a desktop computer, the way you would do that is you would go to Chrome, About Google Chrome, and you would see right here it's automatically checking for updates. Mine is up to date. I'll close that out. On an iPad or another device, you would go to the App Store and you would check for application updates. So then, you can see here, this is my Google Classroom sort of, this is my desktop, this is what I see when I go to Google Classroom. And I've got obviously lots of courses here that I'm a part of. But we're talking about making a new Google Classroom today. And what you do is you go up here and you go to Create or Join a Class. So let's click that button. That plus button. Now, join a class would be, for example, if you wanted to join as a student, or if you had another teacher who was inviting you to join their class so you could, either co-teach or just observe what they do. But what we're doing today is creating a class. Okay, and you're prompted here with 4 fields to fill, although only the first one is required, the class name. So for this video tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and start making my research writing course. And it's going to be for the fall of 2020. And I like to put my name, into the field so that students don't get confused. Most students aren't taking more than one research writing, but sometimes they're taking several courses, and it's helpful to just keep the teacher's name in there to help distinguish. So I like that. You could also say Sponsella research writing, although I prefer to put my name at the end. You don't need to put in section, subject, or room. If you know the room number, the classroom number, you can do that. But for now, I'm just going to leave it like this, and I'm going to click Create. It takes a moment, and it's setting up your classroom. In a second here, it will take you to that new class. There we are. Okay, so you can see right away we've got just the class is set up with these 4 sections: stream, classwork, people, grades. It's got the course name here, and we've got several things we can do right here from this front page. We can have a course code, we can display it. We'll go into that more later. Today, the focus of the video is on the settings. I want to focus on this gear icon up here, the settings. We click on that. Again, we can edit the class details, so we can edit that at any time. And then down here we have some important settings to consider. And the first of which is the general settings. And you have this class code. And you can choose whether or not you want to display the class code or reset the class code or turn it off entirely. Display means if it shows up on the front page or not, like we just looked. So if I click I'm sorry, display means when you go into your class and you want to, maybe, for example, in face-to-face class, you want students to join your course, you would display the course code like this. Stream. Stream is, if we go back, stream is this. This is where announcements show up for students. And this is sort of a live communication tool. So the stream, you have options here. You can opt for students being able to post and comment, meaning students could create a new post and comment on posts from other students. Students could only comment, meaning only the teacher could post something, and students are allowed to comment on those posts. And finally, only teachers can post or comment. This meaning students can't do anything with anything that comes in the stream. For my courses, I generally allow students to just comment. I don't typically want them to post in the stream. I want them to comment on assignments that I tell them, announcements that I make, etc. So that's how I have it set. Now, classwork on the stream. This, you have some options here. You can show basically everything, attachments and details, meaning if you put a new assignment out and it's got a PDF attached to it, they're going to see that in the stream. You can set it as show condensed notifications. So for example, if you make a new announcement about, if you make a new assignment, they'll see like a new assignment was made, but they won't see all the details. And finally, you can say hide notifications. I generally go with hide notifications. I want classwork to be in the classwork zone, and I don't really want it to, I think it kind of makes the stream messy. I try to keep my stream pretty clean. So I go to hide notifications. You can show deleted items or not. I don't want to show deleted items, so I don't touch that. And finally, I think this is pretty important. I think generating a classroom meet link is a very good idea, and it means when students enter your Google Classroom, if they want to go into a Google Meet with you, they don't have to like be sent a link. They don't have to remember a link. They don't have to bookmark a link. All they have to do is go to Classroom and click on the link. It's going to be there forever. So I'm going to generate a meet link, and it's automatically visible to students. Now you could toggle that off. I don't know why you would, but you could. I would make it visible to students. Now, down here we have the grading settings. I think this is a really powerful feature of Google Classroom. I think everybody should be encouraged to use it. For this course, for my research writing course, I'm going to choose weighted by category. But you can, this is dependent on your syllabus. Most teachers I know, they have a syllabus that weights the student grades by categories. Some might have total points. I pretty much never choose no overall grade. I'm going to choose weighted by category, and I'm going to set it so that students can see their grades in real time. They can see their overall grade in real time. I want that on. Purple means on, gray means off. Now, if you've chosen grade categories, then you need to add some grade categories. For today, I'm just going to give an example because I don't want this to carry on too long, but I'm going to add just like 3 categories. This is a writing course, so I'm going to say summary writing tasks. We're going to call that 25%. And you can see that Google knows that there's 75% left to give away. I'm going to say essay 1, for example, is 35%. Where's my percent sign? Oh, well, it knows. And then I'm going to go to final essay. This is just an example. Is 40%. Okay, so now we're at 100%. We can't go over, and I would say that's how I'd like that set up for now. Just for an example, this will change later. And at the end, we will click Save. That's very important. When you adjust these settings at the end, click Save. Okay, those settings are saved. You can see now one of the things that has changed is that the Meet link here is displayed and all students can see it. Okay, it's time for you to try for yourself. Please go ahead and try to create your own Google Classroom. I recommend you try to make maybe a classroom that you would actually use if possible, but if not, just make one to play with. From there, I'd like you to go in and adjust the general settings to complete tasks A, B, C, and D, and then adjust the grading settings to complete tasks 3A, 3B, and 3C.